Hi, before I start the video, let me satisfy your short attention span by showing you all what I made for the past month on Unreal. Before going ahead, please like and subscribe and comment something nice because that motivates me to make more stuff. Help me reach 1000 subs. Thank you. Here's a brief process of how I made this over the past month. This is not a detailed tutorial, it's a brief explanation. I do not go in depth. I saw the trailer last year and I loved it, so I started working on it. I started getting the reference I needed, which was at the time just two images, and yes, I used two images to make this, so not 100% accurate. I started with the assets that I will be needing. I started writing it down and I started modeling. First, I modeled the door. I looked up the size of the door compared to a human, then I modeled the door quickly. Then I modeled everything else with the respect to the door. Then I just stopped because I lost motivation. But last month started working on it again and finished all the main big models I will be needing. Then I quickly set up an Unreal Engine project. Then I started with an empty landscape because I knew I needed water in the scene. In order to make water, you need a landscape. First, I created some folders. Organizing is the key. I always set up the camera first. So I imported the door and the background building. Then I quickly set up my main camera. I followed a water tutorial and spent around an hour just to get the type of water I will be needing. You can watch any tutorial on YouTube, adjust it to your needs. It's not the best, but it works. Once I was done with the camera, I started adding in all the details like windows, borders and shades I could see in the reference. Little by little I added all the details I could see. I quickly set the lighting now. Before moving forward to get the look I wanted, I started adjusting the light, but it wasn't quite looking as good as I wanted it to be. So I used two directional light. Yes, one for the main foreground and one for just the background. Because the background lighting is quite different than the foreground, you can also use different lights for different objects by selecting the channels inside the model in the details panel. It doesn't work with nanite, I don't know why. Then I added few more lights in the area I wanted to fill in the dark area. After I was done with the lighting and tweaking water, it started looking quite decent. Then there was the hard part, all the materials. Yes, there were so many materials I needed to make, so first I created a master material so I could quickly make an instance for everything I will be needing. One by one I created textures for everything. I worked more on the door because it was the main thing. After a long time back and forth in Substance and Unreal, I was finally done with the texturing, but it wasn't looking as good as I expected it to be. It was too even, too clean, because this is an abandoned environment. I needed some disruption, so decals. Yes, they are the best way to add extra details in the existing models and textures. I added as many decals I wanted, dirt, moss, leaks, everything I found on the Quixel. I added it, and after a long time of setting up decals, because it was a quite big environment, I just couldn't satisfy myself to the fullest, but I have to stop somewhere. Too many decals is also bad. The decals added much needed details. It's not the best, but for now it works. Now for the hardest part, foliage. The scene has a good amount of proper foliage. By proper, I mean some areas has more plants. Nature was eating the set. I knew this was gonna take some time, but it will be worth it. After spending a proper weekend setting up all the foliage, and yes, it added to the scene. So I do this on a mid-range laptop because I cannot afford a PC right now. So because of the water and the great amount of foliage and other stuff, the rendering took some time. So here's the render settings. I used a movie render queue to render this at 1080p because even 2K will crash the software. I don't have a bulky PC. After some color tweaking, here's the final result. Enjoy. Well, that's it for this video. Again, likes and subscription are very much appreciated. Comment down below what you want me to make for the next video. Maybe I'll give it a try. Anyways, have a nice day. Thanks for watching.